I'm gonna start this video by saying I had no intention of watching this movie. Zero. Until I came across this tweet. 3 hours until you meet the crab. The crab. Jason Bateman with crab arms. How can I not watch a movie where Jason Bateman plays a bad guy called the Crab, and he looks like this? So I watched this movie called Thunder Force. I'm guessing that Thunder Force is kind of like a play on words, you know, like thunder thighs, because the two leads in this movie are overweight women. I'm gonna come right out and say it. This is the worst movie of 2021. It's only April, and I can confidently say that. If a worse movie than this comes out this year, I will be astonished. So there's evil people with superpowers in this movie. Basically, a random cosmic ray came out of nowhere. It hit Earth and gave sociopaths superpowers. I guess because their brains are wired differently, and this cosmic ray only likes these people. And so it gave them superpowers. And they're called miscreants. And then we're shown our two protagonists. Melissa McCarthy plays a girl named Lydia Berman, and Octavia Spencer plays a girl named Emily Stanton. Emily's parents were killed by one of these miscreants.
What is that?
So she made it her life's goal to become a superhero and fight against them. Her character is smart, while Melissa McCarthy's character, Lydia, is stupid. It's even more disappointing because they could have done something with the whole, oh, we were friends when we were kids, but now we're adults, so we're different, and it's awkward now. But they literally don't change at all. They're the same people they were when they were like 6 years old, which in itself makes no sense. Lydia stood up for Emily when they were kids, when this bully called Emily a nerd.
Say it, nerd! I'm not a nerd, I'm smart.
You know how nerd is super derogatory and is super offensive?
Bye-bye, nerd.
She's not a nerd. She's smart. There's a difference.
Wow, she's chip off the old nerd block, huh? She's not a nerd. She's smart. There's a difference.
Well, thank God Lydia comes out of nowhere to save Emily. She threatens this bully with a stick and forces him to go in a dumpster. And he's just like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll go in the dumpster.
Okay. Anyone else want in?
This is a comedy without a single effective joke. Most of the jokes in this movie come across as if they're written by a 3-year-old, if they were written at all. A lot of these scenes just come across as improv. You know, they just start rolling the camera and they're like, all right, funny people, be funny.
Tay in the wind. Tay in the wind. Tay in the wind.
Most of the laughs you'll find while watching this movie will be at the movie struggle to make you laugh. There's one scene where this guy fails to make a knock-knock joke for 3 minutes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm an owl.
I'm an owl who?
I botched the owl thing.
There's another scene where this guy makes a moronic comparison about skipping a rock in a lake.
Maybe Emily will just say no, but you don't know unless you ask. You know, it's like trying to skip a rock in the lake. You know the lake is gonna eat it. I mean, it just took you half an hour to find the right flat rock, but you gotta throw it.
Even the simple stuff they failed at. Like, oh, I'm too fat to fit in this sports car.
Oh boy, that's... I haven't really driven this one.
Oh no. And to add insult to injury, there's Fortnite jokes.
#1 victory, Roy.
Yep.
You play Fortnite?
Yes.
No, we should play. But I gotta warn you, I play dirt.
I love when these movies force actors to play games that they've never touched before. Melissa McCarthy is playing it on an iPad, and the game is running at like 2 frames per second. Melissa's character, Lydia, goes to Emily's workplace to visit her, and she's wandering around one of their labs, just like touching random shit.
Ooh, it's like old school Atari. See what she's got.
You are out of your damn little pea-sized mind. What is wrong with you?
And she sits in a chair, and I guess she activated the chair somehow, so it injects her with the serum. Oh my God. I know it's like meant to be funny, but it's so dumb. In order for her to get this superpower, she has to be injected for over a month, and they have to inject all the parts of her body, I guess, to make them all strong, because they stab her tits in one scene. While she's undergoing this transformation, there's some side effects. One of them being she gets super long nails randomly. Another morning she wakes up with huge front teeth, like a beaver. And in the next scene, they're gone. Oh, okay. Did they shave them down? And then they decide on their superhero names. Guess what their superhero names are? Octavia Spencer's name is Bingo.
Oh, I got it. You're Bingo. Well, that makes 0 sense.
And Melissa McCarthy's name is Hammer.
You know what? I think my super name is gonna be the Hammer.
And guess what their powers are? Obviously, Melissa McCarthy is super strong, but I bet you'll never guess what Octavia Spencer can do. Yeah, she goes invisible. Why they named her Bingo, it makes no sense. Extremely original superpowers, by the way. I'm gonna call them by their dumb superhero names now. So Bingo's daughter makes her this super high-powered taser that she can use. The only problem being, when she uses it on people, the electrical charge will make her visible again.
Due to the electrical charge that it imparts, I do believe that you'll become visible when you use it.
What?
Ruh-roh.
Then isn't a taser like the last weapon on Earth she should be using? I would give her a blowgun before a taser. Anything that will keep her invisible. This means that she's only of use if they're fighting one person. And later in the movie, she uses the taser against a girl whose ability is shooting electricity. Like, what? There's a hilarious scene when Thunder Force is getting popular in the media, and they're speaking in front of a big crowd. And these people are apparently Thunder Force fans, but instead they all look like they're being held hostage. Look at this guy. Are you kidding me? So there's a scene when Thunder Force goes up against Crab and his goons, and I guess Hammer and Crab really like each other. Is that supposed to be funny? Like, use a hammer to crack open a crab, eat its meat? I guess she really cracked his shell. I guess Hammer just really likes creepy people with crab arms. She explains it later that she likes the smell of seafood.
The smell of Old Bay has always kind of just done something to me.
And, you know, she's fat, so she likes to eat. So, what, is she gonna eat him? Yeah, there's like this dumb sequence when they imagine dancing with each other. I have to admit, I did laugh one time in this movie. And it's because there's parts when Jason Bateman runs away, and the way he runs is he holds his crab arms like up like this, and he clicks and he runs sideways. It's so stupid. Later in the movie, Crab and Hammer go out on a date. And for whatever reason, the waiter suggests that they eat crab for an appetizer. And the crab gets really offended by this.
Are you pitching the tower, the seafood tower, to a half crab?
Oh, Jesus.
During this scene, the only thing I could think of was there's a crab man in this restaurant and nobody cares. Nobody's looking at them. The waiter isn't like freaked out that they're serving a crab person. Are crab people normal in this universe? Why does nobody seem to care? It's not something you see every day. And then Hammer starts rubbing butter on the crab's arms, like sexually.
Uh-oh.
I guess food makes her horny. And then there's a scene of them in bed together, and she's seasoning him. And he's all about that. He's like, hell yeah, keep seasoning me.
That's tender right in there.
Does he want to be eaten?
It's tender right in there. Don't forget Mr. Right.
Don't forget about him.
There's an evil politician in this movie named the King. He's the main antagonist. And guess what his power is?
Doesn't lose! Yeah!
Yeah, he's just super strong, just like Hammer. And the King has 2 henchmen. One of them is the crab. The second one is a girl that shoots lasers, and her name is Laser. There's only one scene when Jason Bateman pinches someone with his crab arms.
Hands off.
Which I think is a huge waste. Why give him crab arms if he never uses them? And so the King just rips off his pincers, revealing his crab meat. It's gross. Because of her transformation, the Hammer has to eat raw chicken in order for her body to keep building strength.
You really taste the phosphorus.
Oh, raw friend.
Oh, and the crab likes raw chicken too, because he's a crab. And then at the end of the movie, there's a scene of them eating a piece of raw chicken, Lady and the Tramp style. And I almost vomited. After defeating the king at the end of this movie, they have to get rid of a bomb.
Whoa.
That never happens in movies like this. That caught me by surprise. At this point in the movie, Bingo's daughter came out of nowhere with super speed. So obviously they should give her the bomb so she could run it to someplace safe and run back. But instead, Melissa McCarthy hugs the bomb and jumps into a river. I guess her body negated some of the explosion or something. They have like these impenetrable suits. But her head was still exposed, and she was literally hugging a bomb. And look at how big the explosion was. Oh, okay, so she was like never in any real danger at all. At any point. If she can take that kind of beating, I'm sure that nothing else could hurt her. So yeah, guys, that's Thunder Farce. Post in the comment section down below what you'd like me to review next. Make sure to check out my clothing brand, Alien Clothing, if you haven't already. We have a bunch of cool stuff like this shirt. Ooh. And this hat. Ah. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, they all have the Confederate flag, classic. We have Backwoods TV, Ford Dipper, and Grizzly Dipper. Are these all the same people?